Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this very special video. In today's video, we are going to rank all of the major White Rabbit theories that are out there. The reason why we're doing this is because I wanted a video that put all the theories into one place. I want to talk about them and I want to kind of dismiss some if we can, because I think there's some really good stuff out there. And then I think there's some stuff that you can really question. So that's kind of how we've ended up with this. So there's over 20 different White Rabbit theories for us to explore, and we're going to try and get through them as quick as possible. Couple of things to bear in mind. I am going to show you a lot of tweets. I've taken the names off the top of the tweets. A couple of reasons. First of all, because I don't want that to be a distraction. And I don't want those people to be embarrassed if their theories are deemed a bit questionable. But also, I don't know who I'm crediting. Like, I don't know who really came up with these theories. Obviously, the stuff that's on TikTok, the stuff on Instagram, the stuff on Facebook, the stuff on Twitter, the stuff in YouTube comments. Like, it's so hard to know who kind of came up with these theories. And, you know, now they're just being shared around. So I want to focus on the theories more than on the names of, you know, who's posted these tweets. It's not really important, to be honest. So, yeah, I would love to credit the people of the theories that we think are really good. And, you know, look, I mean, I'm sure you've seen these theories doing the rounds. So I'm sure you'll know who we're talking about. So, yeah, that was the reason for that. The other thing as well is we're going to rank them not in how cool the theories are. This is not how cool would it be if this is what it is. I want to rank it more in how realistic do we think this is? How much does this theory really point it at this person, at this superstar? How strong is the connection? So hopefully that makes sense. What we'll do is we're going to jump into our first one. And then hopefully, you know, you'll pick it up from there. So there will be timestamps, so you can watch this whole thing. I'm hoping it's going to be shorter than 20 minutes. Probably not. And if you want to just skip to certain bits, then there will be timestamps in the description. Okay, right, first one. So, White Rabbit message from last night. Who killed the world? You did. Bray Wyatt interview from 2015. I didn't make the world the way it is. You did. Okay. So this is, you might remember the Hangman game. So there was a QR code on Raw. When you scanned it, it took you to a Hangman game. And the question was, who killed the world? The answer was you did, right? And what this tweet is saying is that there was an interview with Bray back in 2015 where he said something similar. Now, for me, the grid here, if it's just amazing, mind-blowing, oh my God, like I can't find really anything wrong with it, that would be S. And if it's just awful, just absolute rubbish, that would be F, right? So that's how it works, and that's our scale. So C would be in the middle. C would be average, right? So for me, this Bray Wyatt one with his interview, I'm going to put it in B. I'm going to say that it's good. A would be great. S would be mind-blowing. But I think this is good. I think that Bray has done a lot of promos. I think that you could go back and find a lot of connections in those promos. And I think that this is a strong connection. It's a good connection. It is very similar to what is said. So that's why it goes in good. But I can't say it's anything more than that, to be honest, because there is a recent Karrion Kross interview, a recent Karrion Kross promo that you can also connect to White Rabbit and what happened, and we will look at that later. So that's kind of my point, is that there's a few different people that you can connect to this through promos. Alexa Bliss as well connects to this through a promo. In fact, a promo that only happened on Monday. So, you know, there's a lot of things that get said over the years, and I think you will find a lot of connections if you look for them. But this is a good one, and it's a nice start, and I'm putting it in the good bracket. Right, so that's how it's going to work. Okay, so the next one, This is an interesting choice of font. Seems very likely it's Bray Wyatt. So you can see that Who Killed the World? You Did. Look at the You Did. It's the same font style as the merch that Bray used to have, which I do like this one. You know, there's so many different fonts in the world. It's quite the coincidence that it would be the same exact font as kind of what was used on his shirts. Yeah, this one is even stronger for me. This is one that I could go great or I could go mind-blowing, but I'm going to go great. Just because we don't know, like, if there's a certain font style that they use for, like, kind of cultish type things or scary type things. Like, there might be certain fonts that they go after, and it could just be a coincidence that this font is the same as a font that got used in the past. So there is still a degree of coincidence at play. But yeah, I think this one's great. I really do like the font one. I think that does tie it to Bray quite well, actually. So yeah, good start for these first two, linking this to Bray Wyatt. Number 3, this one's quite hard to explain, but I'm going to try and do my best here. So basically, Bray sent a tweet out back in July saying, does anyone know anything about Self, Arkansas, which is a place? And he even goes further to say about Devil's Hole. And if you actually search for it, there is a website and a forum that actually talks about Devil's Hole in Arkansas. And the moderator for that forum, the person in charge, the person that oversees it, is called White Rabbit. Now, that's pretty cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool. I can't quite get my head around this one. I don't know if this is just a complete coincidence. I don't know if Bray has been planning this, and he just tried to find a forum that had White Rabbit. But if that is the case, then he's been planning this back since July and maybe even further back than that. So again, you know, this one's a hard one to explain. Like, it could, again, can't rule out coincidence. Just think about how big the internet is, right? And, you know, a forum has got a moderator called White Rabbit. And White Rabbit, it is slightly weird choice of name, but it plays a massive part in Alice in Wonderland. So there are people that would choose that as a name. So that you have to still factor in, I think, to that. You still have to factor in coincidence, but I can't explain it. It fries my brain a little bit. It's going to go into the great one. So I'm putting it into the great category, right? Right. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you disagree with some of these, by the way, but this is just how I'm seeing it so far. Next one then, number 4. So this one is that the crosses are the same as the crosses on the eyes in the Fun House. So all of these ones we're looking at the start are ones that link to Bray Wyatt. So the crosses are the same as the crosses over the eyes in the pictures in the Firefly Fun House. My thoughts on this one is I just think that's a coincidence, to be honest. I mean, if you're going to hand draw a cross, it's going to look that way, isn't it? I mean, so yeah, the crosses are hand drawn on those pictures, and the style they went for was hand drawn crosses. So I don't really see much in that, to be honest. I don't think that it's completely useless. I'm just going to put it down in like E. I'm just going to say that for me, they're just crosses that have been hand drawn. I don't really see much more connection to it than that. So yeah, not feeling that one personally. Right, let's go to our next one. And our next one, this is a pretty big one, actually. This one's really gained some traction. But again, remember, we're not judging how cool the theory is. We're talking about how credible is it. Now, this is a great picture. I wanted to show this just because it's amazing. It's done by Black Mass Design, so absolute shout out to them. And you can see what the theory is. The theory is that basically we are assembling a new Wyatt family, basically. So obviously we've lost Harper and Rowan. We need to replace them. And we're going to replace them with Karrion and Dexter. And we're going to add Abby. And Abby is Scarlett. So obviously Braun was already in the Wyatt family before. Bray's going to be the leader of this group. So instead of it being Rowan, Harper, and Braun, now it's going to be Dexter, Karrion, and Braun. And Bray will be leader and Scarlett will be Abby. In regards to how cool this is, I would put it in S tier. I think it's very cool. I've got no issue with that whatsoever. I personally don't think it links to the... I don't think it links to the puppets. I think the puppets are to do with Bray. We know that Mercy the Buzzard is based on Waylon Mercy, for example. We know that Huskus is based on Husky Harris. So it's not... Those connections aren't really there. But I think what people are saying is that before Bray left, there were plans to bring the puppets alive. And they're thinking maybe these are the people that could help do that. So I can see that as well. So there are a few things in White Rabbit that link it to Karrion. I'm not aware of anything that links it to Dexter, though. And I don't think there's anything that links it to Braun. But, of course, Braun does have a history with Bray. I kind of feel with this one, it's cool, but how realistic is it? That's what we're questioning. I'm actually going to put it middle of the road. I'm going to put it middle of the road. Let me be crystal clear here. If it was based on how cool it is and how much I want to see it, it would be S. But do I really think we're on the verge of getting this realistically? I'm going to put it middle of the road, right? And the reason why I'm putting it middle is I can't see any links to Dexter. I can't see any links to Dexter. Braun has been in with Bray, he's been out with Bray. Like, sure, he could come back in with Bray, but there's nothing here to suggest he is coming back in with Bray. There's a few things that link in Karrion, but I don't know. I kind of feel like Karrion and Scarlett are pretty good on their own. There's a few things in here that link in Finn Balor, quite strong, actually. They link in Finn Balor. Finn Balor's not in this lineup, but yet he's seemingly teased in this White Rabbit thing as well. So this is what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't feel clean. It doesn't feel like clean. I think it's a great idea, and I think people are maybe a bit blinded by that. They're looking at how amazing it would be rather than how realistic it would be. So I'm going to put it middle of the road for that. Middle of the road. I really like it, though. I do really like it. Next up, we've got, I think the Fiend, feed your headline from White Rabbit, could be referring to the head lantern. Bray is the eater of worlds, and the Fiend needs to feed him by letting him take over again, which is why we could see cult leader Bray return at first. So this feed your head line is in the song White Rabbit. I don't think that really connects to anything else. I don't think this song has been selected because of that line, if you know what I mean. I don't think they've chosen this track because of that feed your headline and it connects to the lantern. Like, it's a nice little connection thing, but I think that's a connection that's done after the fact. I think, it's a cool little conversation piece, but for me, it's nothing more than that. So for me, that one, I'm going to go quite low on, and I am going to say that I'm going to say it's an E. As I said, I don't think there's going to be too much that's going to go in the S. I don't think there's anything that's like, oh my God, that's it. That connects this person to it. Equally, I don't think there's anything F that's just completely laughable. Oh my God, that's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. So I don't think we're going to be using those. So I think A, B, C, D, and E should see a lot of things going into them. So, right, I think that was number 6. Let's go to number 7. Number 7, this was actually mine, right? I'll tell you whose this was. This was mine, and I don't think it's that great, to be honest. My theory on this was that the two rabbits, if you look at the two rabbits, so you've got the two times or the time and the date, If you look at the rabbit at the top, it's got a red eye. If you look at the rabbit at the bottom, it's got seemingly no eyes. And my thoughts on this was, does that reflect the Fiend? And Bray, like the split personalities, because Bray's just normal, and you could argue that rabbit at the bottom is normal. Might have been nice if he had just like a black eye, but it's normal. And then the one at the top has got a red eye, and I think the Fiend's eyes turned like red with a yellow center. I mean, it would have been cool if that rabbit at the top was red and a yellow center. Then I would have got very excited. But so I was just thinking, like, does this reflect a normal rabbit and then like a Fiend rabbit at the top? So that was my theory. And as I said, I'm not crazy about it. I don't think it's the best theory in the world at all. So I am going to say that I do like the fact that it could represent two different rabbits. I feel like it must represent something. Like, why does the rabbit have, like, why is it normal or have no eyes on its right-hand side and then a red eye on its left-hand side? Like, that definitely feels like there's a reason for it. So I think there's something to it. I could have been wrong with what I said. I'm thinking that might be middle of the road, and I am thinking even D, actually. I would go down rather than up, but I feel like that's just fairly average. Like, it could be, it might not be. Do you know what I mean? So I'll go middle of the road on that one. So there we go. I've not been overly kind to my own theory, so that's how it works. Right, next, Bray Wyatt finished his first promo in FCW saying, "Come with me." And you might remember that the thing starts, "Come with me." The QR, once you scan the QR code, the whole thing starts with "Come with me," which is kind of interesting if you think that, that featured in Bray's first ever promo as well. So it's interesting, but how realistic is it? How much does it connect it to Bray? How much does it connect it to Bray? I am going to go that it is... I'll put some in D. For me, I think the fact that he says, "Come with me," at some point in one of his promos, he just would have. I just think that, that kind of terminology is the kind of terminology that he was using all the time. Like run and follow me and things like that. And, he says, "Come with me" at one point at the very start. And yeah, I kind of can see that being the sort of language that he would use at some point. So, yeah, I'm not massively impressed with that one. I suppose it's interesting that it was near the start in FCW, and this is at the start of whatever this is. So, I give it some kudos for that. Hence why I've not gone lower. I give it kudos for that. Right, then we have got this one. Now, this one we're going to go quite low with. So you might have seen this everywhere. "I want to be Crystal," right? "I want to be Crystal." Great piece. And it's done by the guy that works with Bray, works and designs like the masks, I believe, and kind of helps bring the vision to life. He's a great artist, and this is a great piece. And yeah, I mean, I've got nothing but praise for it. But the other day, he tweeted this out with, at the top, it said, "Feed your head." And people have started looking at this thinking that this is a clue about where we're going and what's coming and what's happening. But the truth is that I found this on Instagram, and I found it from March 6th, 2021. I found it from like 18 months ago. So in my mind, this has got nothing necessarily to do with White Rabbit. I actually think this is based on Ramblin' Rabbit. I think this is a piece that Kyle Scarborough, that's his name, as I said, crystal clear, great artist, great piece. I think this is a piece that he has done. And I think that it's to do with Ramblin' Rabbit. I don't think it's to do with White Rabbit. The only way that I could connect this is if White Rabbit turns out to be Ramblin' Rabbit, but I don't think it is. I can't think any reason as to why it would be. So yeah, I'm gonna say that this is quite low down, this one. I think this is a piece of art that was done based on Ramblin' Rabbit. But now we've got something happening that's White Rabbit. I think that this piece just kind of ties in nicely, and that's why people have got excited about it. But this isn't a new piece. This isn't like a big tease or anything like that. I'm not going to put it completely at the bottom because this White Rabbit might be connected to Ramblin' Rabbit, right? But I don't think this is the exciting link that a lot of people think it is. So I'm going to go quite near the bottom on this one. So we'll put that in with E. Right, next up, and we're going to go way longer in this video than what I wanted to, but hopefully you guys are enjoying it, breaking all this down. Next up, we've got this. So a lot of people excited because Bray dressed as the Mad Hatter, and this whole thing is based really on Alice in Wonderland, you know, going down the rabbit hole, following the White Rabbit, the Mad Hatter, and all of that. So, yeah, this is something that's definitely got people talking. People love the fact that Bray dressed up as the Mad Hatter. Again, Alice in Wonderland, if you've watched it, is really trippy. It absolutely fits this world. And we know that Alexa's really into Disney. We know that the Fun House was kind of based on like a kid's Mr. Rogers thing. So if you wanted to do a trippy kind of based on something trippy for kids, Alice in Wonderland is an absolute no-brainer. So I don't think there's much of a link, to be honest. I mean, the link is that at some point Bray did something to do with Alice in Wonderland. That's the link. That's the link. This is White Rabbit is about Alice in Wonderland, and at some point, you know, over the few years that the Funhouse was running, Bray got round to doing something connected with Alice in Wonderland. So I don't think it's anything more than that. I don't think it's anything more than that. So I'm going to put that one in D for me. I don't really see much to it. I could be, again, feel free to let me know in the comments if you think I'm completely out with these. If you think that I'm miles wrong, feel free to let me know. Or, actually, even more interesting, if there's any major theories that we don't talk about, I'd love to hear about those as well. Okay, so that was that one. Next up, number 11. So number 11 is this, and it is the full circle. The full circle at the bottom of that game of Hangman, that I must admit, didn't jump out at me at first. The hourglass actually jumped out at me when I first saw it, but for some reason the red circle around it didn't. There's another red circle later as well. There's actually a couple of red circles here in this. And obviously the red circle, the full circle, is very much synonymous with Bray. I think of all of the things to include in here, if you're going to include that circle, it absolutely does scream Bray Wyatt. I cannot deny that. It does scream Bray Wyatt. Didn't need to be a red. Could have been any color. But they went with a red circle. I'm going to go with good. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's like great because it's just a circle around the hourglass. There is another one later though. So I would be more tempted. I wouldn't go down. I would actually go up. I wouldn't go down to like average. I would go up to A. But I think that yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it's a good link. Is it a great link? I don't think it's an amazing link. I don't think that proves that it's Bray. So I'll go with good. So that is the full circle. Then we've got this, number 12. So this is Bray's or Wyndham's Instagram picture, and you can see that it's actually got like a checkerboard pattern on it. And you can see from behind me the checkerboard pattern that was in the video. Again, that does connect, though. This does connect to Alice in Wonderland. The checkerboards on his Instagram picture, they are not the same colors. Not that it massively matters, but not the same colors. Checkerboard pattern. How rare is that? Like, how coincidental is that? I don't know why. I'm just not feeling that one. I don't know why. Again, I'm in between on some of these. I feel like this is just average. I feel like it's just a bit of a coincidence. Like, it's not even the same colors. And it's kind of on there, but it's not like a major part of it. It's just got like a couple. There's other shapes in there as well. And his profile pictures on his other social media ones are different as well. So, you know, had it have been something different, we may have found something connecting in one of the other pictures. So I'm kind of like here on it, to be honest. I'm kind of like, it's a bit average, but there is something there. But I don't know that it's good. Like, I don't think it's as strong as the red circles, to be honest. I think the red circles are stronger. So, do you know what? I can do what I want. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put it there. That one can go there. And actually, what I might do is, I was torn, wasn't I, earlier about that one going there. So I'm going to put that one there. I'm proper messing it up now, aren't I? I'm going off road. I'm going rogue with the system. But yeah, okay, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. So we're starting to now go between a couple. Look at it. I mean, like, I've got so many to play with, and I'm still not satisfied. I'm now starting to actually go in between. I'm breaking rules here. Do what I want. Right, let's go to the next one. Number 13. Number 13 is this Extreme Rules. Couple of things to say about this. First of all, have you noticed the E at the end of Extreme Rules has got like light beams coming off it? I don't know why, and I'm not saying that's connected, but it's just interesting because they've never done that before. So, I don't know, it makes me think of the lantern and the light beams, but that's not really a very strong connection. But the lantern in the background is. There's even some people that think they can see a 6 in the top corner. I don't really see that 6, to be honest. I mean, I can see like a circle, a swirl of flies or dust or something, but I'm not sure I can see a 6. But I think, yeah, you can see the lantern just to the left of Riddle's hat. And of course, the lantern, very synonymous with Bray. And I think I was told that that lantern was not actually there for other like images. Like, they've seemingly just recently added the lantern, which also makes me go, that's interesting. There's been a lot of talk about what's above the chair to the right of Seth. And that's a lamp. That's a lampshade that's connected to this beam. So some people thinking it's Rambling Rabbit. Some people thinking that it's a sheep's mask or something like this. It's a lamp. It looks like a lampshade, and it's connected to the beam. And the shiny thing just above the chair is like where it connects to the beam. So I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything in that. But I do like the lampshade thing. I think the lampshade thing's good. So if we go down, and there we go. I'm going to put that one. I'm going to put that one in. Is that good? Is that a good link? People are thinking that these teases could go all the way to Extreme Rules, which isn't that far, a couple of weeks. And then at Extreme Rules, that's where the payoff might be. So, I'm going to go good. I'm going to go good because that is not in the background of others, but now they've started to put it in the background. So, it's an interesting thing to add, like, after the fact, isn't it? Like, it's not in the background of others, but now they've started to add them. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm going to put it in good. I find it interesting. So it can go there. Right, next up then, we have got, I really like this. This one is a good one. This is the red light and the purple light. So when White Rabbit plays at the house shows or during the commercial breaks, it ends with a red light and a purple light. And, I mean, red light is Bray Wyatt. Whenever I see a red light, I think of Bray. And purple light was actually Alexa's color as well. So both of them scream Bray and Alexa. So, yeah, I think that's strong. Of all the lighting schemes to go for, anything that's to do with the red light automatically makes me think Bray. So, again, I'm not going to say that that's absolute proof. That is it. That is the one. That is what proves that it's Bray. But, I mean, look, we've got 3 Bray references up there in great. 3 different Bray things at the moment that are up in the great row. So, doing all right. And what I really like about it is we've got some stuff really spread out here. I really like that. We're really digging into this. And we're really exploring these theories. And that is what this video is all about. Next, then, we're kind of moving away from Bray now. I think that was pretty much all of the Bray ones. So we've been very Bray heavy. Now we're going into a few Alexa ones. Alexa actually said during her promo on Raw that Bayley walks around like she's 10 feet tall. There is a line in White Rabbit where I think it's like, go see Alice, she's 10 feet tall. So the 10 feet tall line that Alexa used just on Monday was also in the song. Now, what I would say is Alexa is very clever. She's very smart. She knows how to play the game. She will have heard and seen the reaction to White Rabbit. And so she absolutely could have just took a little bit out of the song and made sure that it went into her promo, right? And it could be her forcing a connection, right? It could be that it's there by design because it is her, right? And she is behind this. Or it could be Alexa being clever, doing what clever superstars should have done. And that is just taking something out, making a connection and getting people to talk about you. That's clever. That's clever. So because that is what Alexa could have done, it does knock it down a little bit. I think had she have said that before we ever heard White Rabbit, that would be different. That would be different. But she said this on Raw. The first time we heard White Rabbit being played was during the commercial break of SmackDown the week before. So that's why she could have seen everyone speculating and she could have jumped on it. So for me, I am going to say that is between good and great. I'm going to say it's between good and great as a result. I think it is good, but equally, she could be playing us. She could be playing us. She could have seen all of that fallout from that track, and she could have purposely put it into her promo. So if she did, fair play. Great job. Well done. Everyone's talking about it, so well done. Next. Did you notice how Alexa Bliss's left leg was hurting? I say hurt heel, and the Hangman's left leg was missing. So this is interesting. So basically, Alexa kept grabbing her left leg during the match, and it's the left leg of the Hangman that's missing. There's another thing about the Hangman I noticed as well, by the way. I think, and I could be wrong on this, but when you play Hangman, when you get something wrong, I think you draw the gallows. Then I think the next thing you draw is the head. Then the next thing you draw is the body. And then the next thing you draw is one arm. When you actually watch the game, how it gets played, when they get to the arms, they do both arms. They do both arms at the same time, and I don't know why. Why do they do both arms? I'm sure, and maybe it's just different rules, but I'm sure when you play Hangman, you do each arm for an incorrect answer. So you do the one arm if you're wrong, and then when you're wrong again, you do the other arm. But in the game that plays, they actually do both arms at the same time. Might be nothing. Could just be different rules for, different parts of the world. But I just thought it was worth a mention. But yeah, okay, so this theory that it's Alexa and she's connected because the Hangman's leg is like, the leg of the person being hung is the left leg, and it's the left leg of Alexa that's hurting. I mean, look, that could be nothing, could it? I mean, if we watched, she could have sold other things as well. So I'm going to say that's so-so. It's middle of the road. Could it be on borderline good, though? Could it be on borderline good? Could it be so-so to good? I'm going to go so-so. I'll keep it so-so. That's one that people might think is a little bit reaching, but I think I don't think it's terrible. I don't think that's a terrible theory. And again, another thing I think is that Alexa could have seen the fallout of this, and she could have thought to herself, "Oh, well, I'm gonna sell my leg because that's the one that was missing in the Hangman game." So again, she could have been doing this on purpose. So yeah, could be better than okay. It could be okay. I keep thinking I want to go there. The only problem is it's getting a bit cluttered and a bit crowded, but I've done it. I've gone for it. It can stay there now. That's it. I've let it go, in the words of Elsa. This one is really good. This one's going to go near the top because this is the lights going out during Alexa and Bayley. Now, this person that tweeted said it's a big tease for the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Because obviously lights used to go out for when the Fiend would come out. I think Alexa had that ability as well, though. So this doesn't necessarily tie it to the Fiend. It could, but it could also tie it to Alexa. And, you know, it could also tie it to whoever wants to make an impression. Like if this was, say, Joe Gacy and he wants to get people talking, flicking the lights during Alexa's match makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Like that's going to get people talking. This is something that Alexa necessarily can't control unless she spoke to the lighting person and said, can you flick the lights during my match, please? I want to get people talking. But either way, this is something that's seemingly a bit more. She's got to rely on someone else here. So, yeah, this one I think is quite good. I like this one. This one, maybe Bray, maybe Alexa. Definitely good to great. Good to great. I'll go with good to great. I won't put it in great because I don't quite know who it connects it with. Like, I can't say that that's Bray because it could be Alexa that's doing it. Or it could be that someone else is trying to fool you and catch you out. And it could end up being Nikki ASH. And actually, Nikki ASH, if Nikki ASH is behind this because she seemingly needs a new gimmick, she had a big falling out with Doudrop. And that was playing out in the background. Do you remember that? Nikki falling out with Doudrop in the background. And that wasn't that long ago. She could be the one that's behind this. And she used to be in a tag team with Alexa. So, like, you know, it could be Nikki ASH. So, yes, that does definitely look like it could be Bray. But there's a few other people it could be as well. And I'll have it between good and great. But it's right up there. It's right up there. I think I prefer the red lights because that's being done on house shows. So seemingly whenever the song is being played, the red light and the purple light are being used. I really like that because that's on house shows and everywhere. This light flicker, we've only seen it once so far. So we need a bit more detail. So that's why it's not quite as high. We are getting to the end, I promise. We've already briefly spoke about this one. This one is the fact that it is the Mad Hatter, but also Alexa. No one talks about Alexa, so people focus on Bray being the Mad Hatter, but they don't focus on the fact that Alexa is wearing the checkerboard thing, and she's basically Alice. So the reason why I kind of really connect this to Alexa is because we all know she loves Disney, right? I think it's even in her Twitter bio. She loves Disney, and this is all based on Alice in Wonderland. It's all based in Alice in Wonderland. I mean, that is just synonymous with Disney. I mean, there's been like a live action movie. There's the iconic animated movie. If Alexa was going to be coming up with some of this creative that we're seeing, it would not surprise me that it would be based on Disney. So that's why I'm looking at Alexa on this one and thinking, you know, this whole thing being Alice in Wonderland and her loving Alice in Wonderland, does that tie it a bit more to Alexa? I think that one is middle to goods. I'll say good. I'll put it in goods. Middle to goods. Good. I'll put it in good. Yeah, I've left it there. I think the whole thing being Disney and the fact that we are seeing a lot of spooky things and things that tie to the Fiend, that's Alexa as well. Alexa was carrying the whole thing whilst the Fiend was, you know, burnt and was out the picture for a long time. Alexa was the one that was kind of carrying that feud with Randy for a long time. So, and you know, she showed superpowers and all this kind of stuff. So, lights flickering and all this kind of stuff. It really can connect to Alexa as well. Because don't forget, like, she was kind of possessed, if you will. And so whatever was like troubling, whatever the Fiend was, whatever was like, you know, within Bray, seemingly was in Alexa as well. And so maybe that explains why there's so many Bray references if it turns out to be Alexa Bliss, who really needs a new character. And actually not long ago said she had an idea for a darker character. She actually came out and said she had an idea and she doesn't really like what she's doing at the moment. And she wanted like a darker Lily and everything. And actually, if you watch Raw this week, I think Asuka was holding Lily, and Asuka went quite dark when she was holding Lily. And that makes me think, are they going to give Lily to Asuka now? And Asuka's going to carry Lily? And then is Alexa going to be free to become this new character? Don't know. This is why we're having this conversation. Right. So I think that wraps it up for Alexa. We've got 3 more. So we've got, or 4 more. We've got the Hourglass. So this one really jumped out at me. And out of all the things to have in the corner, it wasn't a countdown clock. It wasn't a little line that was like going around. It was an hourglass. And an hourglass is absolutely synonymous with Karrion Kross. It's just his identity. You know, time, TikTok. I think there's even a little TikTok that you can hear at one point. And that's very, very synonymous with Karrion. So I like this one. I think that really reminds me of Karrion. Certainly not S tier. It's not like, oh my God, it is Karrion. But I'm going to go there. Another one that's between good and great. I'm going to say that it's a bit higher than the red circle, because a red circle is, I think, a little bit more common than an hourglass. I think, like, you know, just drawing a red circle is something that, you know, can be quite coincidental. But I think an hourglass is quite a specific object, and it's so connected to Karrion. That's why I think that one's just that little bit higher. Just that little bit higher. But not much in it. And so I'll put that between good and great. Right. Next one is that in Lucha Underground, Karrion Kross was actually called White Rabbit. And I have actually left the name on this one. So Zero News, who I know a lot of people do look to for their information on Twitter in particular. When I think this was on the 18th. So I can't remember if this was the Saturday or when exactly this was. But they came out and said, White Rabbit, this is all you need to know. So listen, if you're someone that gets your information from Zero News, this is what they are saying. And they're saying, White Rabbit, this is all you need to know. And that is that Karrion was called White Rabbit in Lucha Underground, which is a pretty major connection, isn't it? Like, his former name was White Rabbit. Again, though, Alice in Wonderland. So it's, you know, it's a link. It's a good link. It's not S. It's not, oh my God, it is Karrion. I think it's a good link. I think it's Alice in Wonderland. I think it's probably about the same as Alexa. Is it about the same as, like, I don't know, actually. I've got Bray in, you know, D, questionable, because he dressed as the Mad Hatter. But I think it is a next level up, at least the fact that Karrion was called White Rabbit. So, it's hard, this one. It's hard. This is hard. This is maybe the hardest one we've done, because he's actually called the same thing that the song is, but that's because of Alice in Wonderland. So I'll go, is it good? Is it very good? I'll go good. It's good. It's a good link. But it's Alice in Wonderland, and it's super common. I mean, there's a moderator that we spoke about earlier that's also called White Rabbit. I think there's restaurants called White Rabbit. Like, it's not the rarest of names. So that's why I'm hesitant to go higher. You might think it's great. You might think that proves that it's Karrion Kross. You might think that. I'm quite happy with leaving it there. I am determined for this video to come in under an hour, though. I am determined. Right. Next up, we have got... let's try and get to this next one. So this next one is... Karrion Kross, not the best picture. But Karrion Kross did a promo just the other day. And in that promo, he actually said that he was the people's executioner. And he also said that there is an endless loop of suffering, and he drew a circle, right? So we're talking about, like, the circle, the full circle. Karrion, during that promo, said endless loop of suffering, and he drew the circle. And he said he was the people's executioner. That massively links to this game of Hangman that's being played. And then you've got like the circle surrounding the Hourglass, which is Karrion Kross. So I kind of look at that one and I think, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice. I do like that. It's coincidental again, though, you know, but it's just something that was said the other day. But again, he might have seen, he could have saw, like, you know, the fallout of it. And so as a result, he might have thought to himself, oh, I'll call myself the people's executioner. I've got a feeling, though, that might have been on the exact same show that White Rabbit played for the first time. That might have been on the exact same show. So he might not have seen it by that point. So, this one's a bit tricky now I'm thinking about it. I actually think that one's quite good. I've just said it. I think it's quite good. So there we go. I've said it. So I'm going to put it there. So I think it's quite good. So I'll put it in very good, which is in between those two. Right. Next up, we have got boom. This one, right. This whole tweet is just really going into some stuff. So this person was arguing about, like, they thought that it was Finn and Bray. So they're saying, why would they use Bray's exact font, which is something we've spoken about. But this is what we're interested in. And Finn Balor's current Purple X. That's what we're interested in. So here on the left, you can see a shirt for Finn Balor, and it is a purple cross. And it's the exact same purple cross as what is being ticked off. So we said earlier, a cross is a cross, yeah? So that's why the crosses were quite low down. But this is not only a cross, but it's a purple cross, the same color. So that does definitely raise things. That definitely raises things. So, we are going to say that one is, could it be average? We've got the red crosses there. That's the red cross. So we'll put this one next level up, because not only is it the cross, but the color is the same as well. I might actually go there as well. I might even just bump it up a little bit more and put it there. So it's kind of just below average. It's just below average. I mean, it's the cross and the same color. Is that a poor connection? I'll go there. That could go up a little bit more. It could go. I wouldn't really go much above that, to be honest. I think that the crosses are just a coincidence. The color is nice, though, and that's why it's as high as what it is. I think the color's nice. The same color is interesting. Maybe it does deserve to go higher. Maybe I'll go there. Maybe that's a bit high. Don't know. Right. And the cross is the same. Was there another one in here? Oh, yes, the demon. So this, again, relates to Finn Balor. The rabbit spells out, the word it kind of spells is demon. And when it's trying to guess the letters, it spells the word demon at the bottom. And when you think of demon, I think of Finn Balor, the Demon King. You might be able to argue that you think about Bray Wyatt, but I think about Finn Balor. I think about the Demon King. So for me, that's quite nice. Demon definitely feels like it's a link. Demon definitely feels like it's a link to something. Be it the Fiend or be it Finn, Demon is definitely been picked for a reason. The only problem is I don't know who it links to. I can't say it links to Finn. It could also link to Bray, so I'm going to put that one up here in good. I would put it in great if it really did strongly connect to someone in particular. If it really connected to someone, I could go higher. And maybe you're sat there going, it connects to Finn. It connects to Finn. But, like, is the Fiend not a demon as well? So could it not also connect to the Fiend? So that's why I'm just going to keep it a little bit lower. So there we go. That's how we've ended. There is one more, actually, and I didn't have this one set up. It slipped my mind. But a lot of people are talking about the music and how the music is very Bray Wyatt. If you actually listen to the music that's in that QR clip, then you can hear, like, the hurt heel drums. That one I would say is very good as well. So if I did have that, I would probably put the music between good and great. I'd probably put that between good and great for the music, because of all the things to have music that's so similar to hurt, heal, like to have the music that close is very interesting. Again, I don't look at it and go, oh my God, that proves it's Bray. But it's very interesting, yeah. It's very, very interesting. So, in fact, can I find a way? I might be able to copy this actually, because we've spent so much work on this. We're going to get it right. So there we go. We'll put that one there, and that represents the music. The fact the music is like hurt, heal. The drums, maybe it could stray into great. Again, on the line. Let's go for it. Let's put it in great. Why not? We're all friends. There we go. So that's for the music. If you listen to the music, it's good. It's quite close to what you would expect for Bray Wyatt. So we'll put it in great. But again, it could be someone trolling. It could turn out to be Joe Gacy who's chosen that music because he wants you to think it's Bray, and that's what stops it going higher, basically. So. Yes, right. Wow, there we go. 50-odd minute video. I mean, I really didn't want this to go that long, to be honest. I was hoping for 20 minutes, but there was so much to talk about. We've covered pretty much all the major theories, and I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, there's going to be timestamps in there. Be great to get your thoughts. This is just your one-stop shop video, basically. We'll have to see what happens on SmackDown. And obviously, if there's another big clue thing, which I think there will be, then we will do... Maybe we can do this again for that. So if you've got theories on whatever happens on SmackDown, hit me up, right? Hit me up, send them over to me, and we could potentially look to do this again. This was not meant to disrespect anyone's theories or anyone's thoughts. I'm literally just ranking it in how realistic I think they are. And that's, again, why we didn't include anyone's names. We're not looking to embarrass anyone. I just want to go through these theories and just, tell you what I'm seeing and, really sort through them. And as I said, we can definitely do this again. So a big thank you to everyone that has joined us. And certainly if you made your way all the way through the video, give yourself a pat on the back. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for getting through this video. So a big thank you to everyone that managed to do that. Leave a like if you haven't already. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what theories grabbed your eyes, what ones you really like. If there's any that we didn't include, just tell me where you're hoping it's going as well. Like whatever your thoughts are in regards to White Rabbit, drop it down, because people will love to be reading that as they're watching this and kind of sharing their thoughts as well, and might start some interesting conversations. So yeah, really appreciate the support. Thanks a lot for watching. I will see you again next time. Bye for now.